No Matter What by Badfinger. Another awesome classic song. And Badfinger has a lot of classic songs. Just awesome songs. If you haven't never heard of them, go check them out. If you know who they are, then you know what I'm talking about. This is for a 4-string CVG, and we are tuned to open G. Our low string is a G. Next string D, next string G, and the high string will be B. I'm going to show you some of the chords we're going to be using, because a lot of them it's going to be the same chord. We're just going to be moving it up and down the fretboard, and I'm going to show you both parts. I'm going to show you Pete Ham's guitar part, and I'm going to show you Joey Mullen's guitar part, and also the solo. So there's going to be a lot going on. I'm going to really just kind of rush through it, and so if you miss something, just go back to where I showed you how to play that part. Well, first of all, if you've seen my couple other videos I already have up, I like to play this E chord right here. We're going to take our index finger, place that on the 2nd fret on the D string, put your ring finger and place that on the 4th fret on the upper G string, and your pinky on the 5th fret on the B string. Strike all three as a chord. That right there is an E chord. We're going to be moving that up to an F sharp, to an A, and to a B. We're going to be moving that up and down the neck, but it's going to be formed the same each time. We're also going to be playing this D chord right here. Just mute the lower G string and strike the D string open. Place your index finger on the 2nd fret on the upper G string, and your middle finger or your ring finger on the 3rd fret on the B string. Strike all three together as a chord. Let's see, we're going to be playing a lot of the one finger chords, mostly the bottom 3 strings or the bottom 2 strings. And on some things we will fret all 4 strings, including the B string. And other than a few things like other than just a couple of things like that, those chords will form most of the song. We're going to get started right now. We're going to go down to the 2nd fret. We're going to play this A chord. You can, we want to fret the low G, the D string, and the upper G string. All 3 of those down together. We're going to strike it twice like this. Now when you strike the 2, like, now usually I just strike the lower 2 and form those 2 as a chord. But for the next part, which is basically fretting the 2nd fret on the upper G string, and then the 2nd fret on the D string, and then hammering on from there to the 4th fret on the D string, and then back to the 2nd fret on the upper G string, which is the A note. But we don't want to do the first part and then take our finger off and then just strike that one by itself. It's not smooth and it just doesn't go with the riff. So that's why we want to fret all 3 of these down. Now just go ahead and strike that one, and then hammer on to the 4th fret. Strike that. See, you already have those fretted. So see, you never have to take your finger off, and it just makes it a lot more smooth. You know, just play that a few times till you get smooth, because now we're going to go, and just like we're forming this A chord right here, we're going to move up to the 4th fret with your pinky or your ring finger and do the same thing on the B chord. Just those 3. And we're going to strike that in the same way twice. Now instead of hitting the A note first on the 2nd fret, upper G string, we're going to strike on the 4th fret on the upper G string, the B note. And then the rest of it is just like the other one. Go back to the 2nd fret on the D string, hammer onto the 4th fret on the D string, and then in on the 2nd fret on the A note on the upper G string. So, and do it the same way. Just strike just fret all 3 of these. See, you've already got this one fretted. Just strike it, and then from there we're going to play that D chord. Strike, just mute the low G string, strike the D string open. Index finger on the 2nd fret on the upper G string, and your middle finger, your ring finger on the 3rd fret on the B string. Strike all 3 of those chords one time, and then we're going to strike that E chord that I showed you. Index finger on the 2nd fret on the D string, middle finger on the 4th fret on the upper G string, and your pinky on the B string. Excuse me. Pinky on the B string on the 5th fret. Strike all 3 of those chords, and just strike each one time. Like that. And now we're going to go to the 2nd fret and strike that A chord again, but now we're going to strike the B note, or the B string also. And what we're going to do here, we're just going to strike the low G string on the 2nd fret, and then strike the D string on the 2nd fret, and then we're going to strike the B string on the 2nd fret, and then the upper G string on the 2nd fret, and then again on the B string on the 2nd fret, again on the upper G string on the 2nd fret, and then we're going to go back down to the low G string on the 2nd fret. And now we're going to play this E chord. It's basically the same E chord right here that we were just playing. Just don't fret the 5th fret on the B string, just these 2. Just like a good old electric guitar 2-finger rock and roll bar chord, you know. And then we're going to strike that quickly and stop. And this all sounds together. I'm going to play it just kind of slowly now, so you see how all that fits together. The beginning of the song is Pete Ham, and he's just doing this by himself 3 times. And then he stops. And then everyone comes in and you play it twice. And on that last one right there is when you go to the B 2 times. Then to the D and E. And this part right here, actually I forgot to show you, but again, It's all on the 2nd fret. Fret this whole A, and but you want to fret all of them. And like I already told you, the low G, the D, then the B string, then the upper G string, B string again, upper G, and then back down to the A note on the lower G string, and then the E chord. And since we're fretting all this, just what I do is 2 downstrokes on the first 2, and then I do 2 upstrokes on these 2, like this, and then I do it again, and then I do a downstroke on the low G string, and then I hit the E chord. And how it would sound is like this. So coming out of that last, just like that. Alright, and now we're going to go into the part where he starts singing Look Down the Old Gray Wall, Be a Part of It All, something like that. And we're going to go up here to the 4th fret and put your index finger on the D string on the 4th fret, ring finger on the, or your pinky on the 6th fret on the upper G string, and form those 2 as a chord. But what we also want to do is fret the entire 4th fret, this B chord right here, all 4 strings on the 4th fret, and then either use your ring finger or your pinky to form that F sharp right there, just on these 2 notes out of. See what I'm doing? I'm just hitting the 2 in the middle and not the rest of the 2 outer notes on the G chord. I'm sorry, on the B chord. And the reason we want to form it like that, after this one we're going to slide it down 2 frets and do the same thing there. Play that E chord again we were just playing, and then have your everything fretted here to play the A. Just hit the 2 in the middle, which is the E chord, and then hit all of them on the 2nd fret, which is the A. Okay, we're going to go back up here. The F sharp, you just kind of want to, I like to down pick this. You can strum it up and down, whatever you want. Just listen to it and you get the feel of it for however you want to do it. But you just kind of want to go on the F sharp, the 2 right here. And then you just want to go directly into the B. It's real smooth and quick. And then just slide it down quickly to the 2 frets and do the E, and then lift that finger off and play the A. And now we're going to go and play that D chord again, and now to the 4th fret and do the B again. And now Pete Ham is going to go, we're going to take our index finger and put it on the 2nd fret on the upper G string. And, well, okay, let me show you this first. Also, okay, we're going to be fretting the upper G string on the 2nd fret and the B string on the 2nd fret. Just get used to fretting both of those down. And what we want to do is we're going to hit this A note, the one on the upper G string, every time. But let's just go from the on the B string, let's go from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret to the 5th fret, back to the 3rd fret to the 2nd fret, back to the 3rd fret, 2nd fret, and now on the upper G string go to the 4th fret and to the 2nd, on the 2nd fret to the upper G string, like this. reason for fretting the upper G string on the 2nd fret and the B string on the 2nd fret, we have to hit this A note between each one of those. So it'll be like hit the upper G string on the 2nd fret first, the A note, and then strike the B string on the 2nd fret, and then strike the A note again, and then the 3rd fret on the B string, then the A note again, and then the 5th fret, A note, 3rd fret. Yeah, just it's a little tricky part if you're not used to doing that, but just remember, you have to hit that A note between each one of these. And actually, excuse me, on the actual song, it's going to be about this speed right here. So it goes by pretty quick, so you're going to have to work up to that, but I hope I explained it so you see what I'm saying. And that's the only time in the song that we have to do that. Every other time in the song, we're just going to strike that A note right there on the upper G string on the 2nd fret just once, and then you can just take your finger off and fret on the 2nd fret on the B string, 3rd fret on the B string, 5th fret on the B string, 3rd fret on the B string, 2nd fret on the B string, and then go to the 4th string on the upper G string. I'm sorry, the 4th fret on the upper G string, and the upper G string on the 2nd fret, like this. It just made it a lot more simple and less busy than that first. Every other time it's just. But anyway, I'm going back to the look down the old gray wall, be a part of it part. We go up to the F sharp. We're just going to strum each one like to the B, to the E, to the A, to the D, to the B, and this is the part where we get to do the easy thing. Just strike the upper G string on the 2nd fret once, and then the rest is on the B. Just go from the 2nd to the 3rd to the 5th, back to the 3rd, back to the 2nd, and then on the upper G string on the 4th fret to the 2nd fret on the upper G string, like this. Alright, and then you go right back into the do it one more time, 2 times total. Okay, now after we play on the 2nd time, when we play the B, we don't want to go back to the after the B on the 2nd time. We want to strike the open G in the same way, and then we're going to go up on the D string on the 5th fret to the 4th fret on the D string down to the 2nd fret on the D string. You can just strike it single notes or you can extract a little 2-finger chord. You know, but how that's going to sound going from that last B is and when you listen to the song, you'll see where all these parts are. So again, I want to play that both times, ending with the Okay, and now we're going to go directly into the little pre-solo, pre-chorus thing. We're going to do our same little. So always remember, just hit that A once, and then the rest is on the B string, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, back to the 3rd, 2nd, and then the on the upper G string on the 4th to the 2nd fret on the upper G string. We're going to do that. We're going to do that one time. Now we're going to hit this A one time, the upper G string on the 2nd fret. And now the next note, we're going to go on the B string on the 3rd fret, and then to the 5th fret on the B string, and then to the 7th fret on the B string, back to the 5th fret on the B string, back to the 3rd fret on the B string, and then we're going to go to the 6th fret on the upper G string, upper G string, and then to the 4th fret on the upper G string, to the 2nd fret on the upper G string. And we're going to do, okay, and it's going to sound like this. We're going to play our first part like we've been playing it. It's a little stretch, but there's just no way to form the actual chord that you play on the 6th string to be able to play it on a 4-string CBG. So just got to play these in single notes. So again, just like that. And now we're going to go to the 4th fret on the D string. Oh, well, we're going to hit the open D string first, one time. And then we're going to strike the 4th fret on the D string once. Now we're going to fret both, on the 2nd fret, we're going to fret both the upper G string and the D string like this. We want to strike the upper G string first, and then strike the D string second. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold and I'm still all just so open D string first, then on the 4th fret D string, and then the upper G string on the 2nd fret, and then the D string on the 2nd fret like this. Just fret both of them, and then we're going to go down on the lower G string to the 1st fret and strike it once, and then strike the 4th fret on the low G string once, and then strike the 1st fret on the low G string once again, like that together is going to sound like. It might sound a little weird right now, but when you listen to the song, you'll hear exactly where that is. So yeah, all together, let's see, coming out of that last. Yeah, after the last, do one more of the one we've been doing most of the song. And yeah, do that one time, and now this is where Joey Mullen goes into the solo. And Pete Ham is going to go down here and play this A, just like we did at the very beginning of the song, just on the 2nd fret. These bottom 3, just strike it twice. But don't do the, just strike it twice and let it ring out. And then strike it again twice. And then do the D and the E. And then do our little one time, and then right back to the F sharp for the look down the old gray wall part. But that part right there. Yeah, I'm sorry, after you go to the A, you go to the B, and then the... But that's just a little rhythm in under the solo. So, you know, just do that again, and towards the end of the song, they're going to, they abruptly stop after when Pete Ham is doing one of these. And just make sure you can count the time right there, because they quickly come back in with they do it one more time. And then just end on that note right there on the 2nd fret on the upper B string, and just let it ring out, and that's the end of the song. Yeah, just that last one, just when you hit that one, just kind of start slowing it down and just let it ring out. And that's Pete Ham's part. And now I'm going to charge my camera battery up a little bit, and I'm going to show you how to play Joey Mullen's. You know, some of these guys in Badfinger, they were good friends with the guys in the Beatles. You'll see some of the guys in Badfinger playing on some of the their solo albums that the members of the Beatles did. You'll also see Joey Mullen and a couple others from Badfinger in the concert for Bangladesh that George Harrison did. So, alright, I showed you Pete Ham's part. I'm going to show you Joey Mullen's part. And remember the E chord? Place that index finger on the 2nd fret on the D string, ring finger on the 4th fret on the upper G string, pinky on the B string on the 5th fret. Now I told you we were going to move that chord up and down the neck. Okay, for Joey's part, we're going to go all the way up to the 7th fret. Just form that chord the same as it is, or the same as we were. Just move all the way up to the 7th fret. And that's an A chord. Then we're going to move it up 2 frets to the 9th fret. And that's a B chord. Joey comes in just a little after everyone else does. And we're going to form this chord right here. Now I do these with all upstrokes. You do them with downstrokes if you want, but I like the more trebly strings to hit first. We're just going to strike it like that 4 times, one right after the other, like. And then we're going to move it up 2 frets and play the B chord the same way. So again, just quick times. Don't strum it or anything, just strike it and stop it. And then move it up to the B. And then for the part where Pete went, uses the D right here, and then the E. For Joey's part, we're going to play the D and the E up here. We're just going to do the one finger D right here, just strike the low G string, the D string, and the upper G string on the 7th fret. And then go up to the E on the 9th fret and do the same thing, the same 3 strings. Like this. And then Joey's going to come down here on the 2nd fret and play these bottom. You can play the low G string or the D string. I just like playing those bottom 2. Or you can fret all 3 and just ride it. And when it comes to an end, you want to hit this E chord right here, just like Pete did with his part where he went. That part where Pete's going, that's where Joey is going to be just riding the A. And then they both in on the E chord right there. So the E will be just on the 2nd fret on the D string and the 4th fret on the upper G string. Strike both of those as a chord. So all that together will sound like this. Just like that. And he's going to go and do that one more time. That's those same quick 4 up here on the A. To the B for 4. And then we're going to go, except for the 2nd time, Joey's going to go and he hits it twice. And just slides it real quick. And then ride the A on the 2nd fret again. So again, and this is where it goes into the look down the old gray wall part. And when he comes into that part after he rides the A, he goes directly into, he's going to play this F sharp like we played earlier in Pete Ham's part where he went, whoops. Yeah, except instead of just these two notes of the F sharp, for Joey's part, we're going to include the, on the 7th fret, we're going to take our pinky and fret the B string. We're going to play an F sharp like that, because what he does, you don't even actually have to hit this part of the F sharp. Sometimes I just like to hit these two out of the chord, but you can hit all three of them if you want. We're going to now what I do, I like to downstroke it once, and then I do kind of a muted stroke, just one, and then I do an upstroke like this, and I give it a little slide. Now on all these chords he doesn't actually slide all of them, but some of them he does. So we're going to go to the 4th fret and play this F sharp right here. Now this is the same chord I told you we will be moving up and down the fretboard. So 4th fret, just strike it once, mute it once, and then kind of give it a slide. Just do that one time. Now we're going to slide all the way up here to the 9th fret to this B chord. Same thing, same chord. And we're going to do that same thing again. So from the F sharp, just like that. And we're going to go back down to the 2nd fret and play this E chord and do the same thing. You really don't have a ways to slide that. So again, like I said, some of them he slides, some of them he doesn't. So this is the one I just kind of, you know, you get a little bit of a slide, just like that. Now we're going to go up here to the 7th fret and play this A the same way. Now we're going to go down here and play our D chord that I showed you earlier. Now this one I don't really like to hit the open D string. I just kind of mute it and just hit these. And that one I don't slide because you really can't slide right there. And now we're going to go back up here to the 9th fret and play this B again. And then we're going to go down to the 2nd fret to this A chord and just ride it again like we did before. And then just go directly back into it. Now right here he does the same thing as Pete does in his part. Instead of going back to the A, now that's where he does ride the A in here. This part is where Pete will be going. And Joey will be just riding it. The second time he does the same thing as that Pete does. He does the open G, and then the on the D string from the 5th, 4th fret, and the 2nd fret. Just like that. So I'm going to play all through that real quickly. Oh, I already showed you that part. Okay, I'm going to go for this part. My bad. Right here, Joey will go to the 2nd fret and play this A chord, just like Pete did in Under the Solo. From the D to the E, just like P did. Twice, and then he rides to the A again. And right there is where Joey goes into the solo. And I'm going to show you the solo, but there's still some more to Joey's rhythm part that I'm going to show you. Okay, after the solo, we're going to go directly back into this F sharp. And back up to the B. Back down to the E. Back up to the A. Down to the D. And then back up to the B. Except this time, we're going to pick all three notes. We're going to strike the first note first, second note, third note, and then just walk it back down 2 notes, like. Strike all 3 single notes up, and then this note down, and then this note down. See what I'm doing? And then just go directly up to the B. Do the same thing. Do the same thing down on the E. Go up to the A, same thing. To the D. Back up to the B. And then ride the A again. Go directly back into the Now right here, Joey doesn't go back to the A. Right here, Joey does this really awesome little lick right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to strike the low G string twice open. And then we're going to fret on the low G string on the 2nd fret. And then we're going to slide up to the 4th fret on the low G string. And then we want to hit the D string open 1 time. So 2 times on the low G, slide from the 2nd to the 4th, and then the D string open, just like that. And now we want to strike the low G string open again, but this time we only strike it once. And then we're going to go up to the 7th fret on the D string, strike it, and slide up to the 9th fret on the D string. Just like that. And then we want to fret, on the 7th fret, we want to fret the upper G string. And then fret the 9th fret on the D string again. And kind of slide it down. And sorry, to the 2nd fret, and then on the D string on the E note. So slowly we have strike it again, open the low G open once again, slide from the 7th fret on the D string to the 9th fret on the D string, fret the 7th fret on the upper G string once, again on the D string on the 9th fret, slide down and in on the 2nd fret on the D string. So it goes pretty quick in the song, but you know, just work up to it. Right there, and then he basically goes back into the just ride the A again. D, E, D, E. And this is at the end where, before, like in Pete's part, where Pete will be going. See, when Pete does this part right here, that's when Joey's going. And he's riding the A. So yeah, and he does that abrupt stop there at the end. And then they come right back in when Pete comes back in with the Joey will come back in with the D and the E. Do one more time. And just slowly end it like where Pete ends it with. Joey just ends it with. So let me play that that last part. He basically goes to the same chords that we go to every time during Joey's part. We just want to pick each one. The abrupt stop, right back in with. One more time. Alright, now I'm going to show you the solo. And basically on the album he does it with a slide, but there's a couple of live videos of them doing this song and he doesn't use a slide. The original guitar player that did it on the album, that did it with a slide, Joey Mullen, live he didn't really use a slide. But actually, and it's all going to be on the upper G string. We're just going to, anywhere you want, just, we want to, well, let's see. Now we want to slide up to the 9th fret on the G string, the upper G string. And then we're going to strike the 6th fret on the upper G string and the 4th fret on the upper G string. And then we're going to slide down to the 2nd fret on the upper G string. Like, just like that. Slide up to the 9th fret, to the 6th fret, to the 4th, and then slide down to the 2nd. When you listen to it, it's just a little feel to it, you know. We want to do that 2 times. And now we're just going to move up. We're going to slide up to the 11th fret on the upper G string, and then to the 7th fret on the upper G string, to the 6th fret on the upper G string, to the 4th. And from the 6th to the 4th, we're going to slide it just like we did from the 4th to the 2nd. Like, do that 2 times also. And then when you end on the 4th fret, just slide up to the 7th fret and then strike the 9th fret, strike the 7th fret again, strike the 9th fret again, and just kind of slide down and strike the 2nd fret all on the upper G string. And then when you strike the 2nd fret, just hold it out for a moment. Not a whole moment, but you know what I'm saying. Just hold it out, and then we want to slide all the way up to the 14th fret on the upper G string and strike it. So let me see if I can play the whole thing without messing up. Just like that. And I'm going to try to put together a video